You laughing at me?
Oh, my hands are cold. I think they feel cold.
I'm not worried about your hand.
They feel cold.
Put it on my face right there.
Oh, right here.
I can't feel it at all.
Is that the first time?
First time.
I can't stand it. Oh man. Well, what is going on, y'all? I think everybody's in here. I don't see. Oh, there's Facebook.
Yeah.
I was fixing to say, and that is art by Deneen, and she
Oh
just
my
did.
gracious, that pigeon picture is beautiful.
Is it not gorgeous?
Yes. She sent an email first of all, and showed it. Wanted Mary Carl to see it.
Yeah.
And then I saw it on our Facebook page.
I shared it in our stories, but Art by Deneen.
Art by Deneen
did a watercolor of Mary Carl's pigeon Finia.
Yes,
and it was just beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
So beautiful. Oh, look at here.
Got Head family in the house.
I see them in here. All right.
So I got to do my thing. It is June the 13th, 4:01 Central Time in Alabama. 2023.
2023.
Am I missing anything?
You're not missing a thing.
Okay, so I am missing one thing.
What's that?
That is the feeling in this side of my mouth. It's not moving when I talk. Okay, so I broke a tooth.
Broke a tooth.
I broke a tooth. Can anybody figure out what I was eating when I broke the tooth? And we'll let this go on for a little while while we talk about
his mouth not moving.
It's not moving. I can see it now.
I just noticed it.
So if anybody can guess what I was eating. Somebody got it. Christy Kirkland.
Popcorn.
That was quick.
That was so fast.
Yeah, I was eating popcorn, and I'm going to show y'all a picture.
Not blackberries.
Not blackberries. I'm going to show y'all a picture. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but do y'all see this top picture up here? That's a hole in my tooth. And the side of my mouth is not moving because I had to go get it fixed today. But that's not the end of it.
No, it's not.
That was my first shot ever in my mouth.
You've never been numb.
I've never had a shot in my mouth.
Never been
ever.
numb.
And I don't like the way it feels.
I can't stand the way it feels. But I just now noticed that you've been home for an hour, and I just now noticed the side of your mouth's not moving.
Well, I asked them, I said, how long is this going to last?
Yeah.
And she looked at her watch and she said, well, we just gave you one, which if you were having a full... if you were having a full filling,
yeah,
we would have gave you multiple, whatever that means.
Oh. So
she said probably about 6 o'clock.
Well, yeah, that's about right. If you would have had her husband do it instead of her.
It wasn't her.
Who was it?
A new dentist of all people.
Well,
not that he did bad. I don't mean that, but it was somebody that I was not familiar with.
I got you. So our dentist is a husband and wife team.
That's right.
But they've grown.
Yes, so they've
had to hire a new dentist
that I've never met before. So that was kind of. But Dr. Logan did come in and talk to me, and he said, "Oh, this is no big deal."
Well, if Dr. Logan would have been the one putting giving you the shot, he would have said, "Your husband is special."
Yes, and I was thinking about you the whole time that they were doing this little wiggling and injecting.
Yeah. But it takes multiple shots to get me numb. I can still feel after they give me a shot. And so they kind of know that ahead of time with me now. But I got, oh gosh. And it was like, I got so many that one time it's like, we can't give you anymore.
He said it's going to be, not going to be safe.
I can't give you more. So yeah, I'm one of those people. And he said that there are people out there that does happen to them. It doesn't seem to,
it didn't happen to me.
It didn't happen to you though.
I was numb rather quickly. So I've never had a feeling before.
Yeah.
And I break my tooth on popcorn and I had to have a shot. So not a good first way to have a have to have a shot. So they treated the tooth like a filling, which I was none too happy. I didn't have any idea that's what they were going to do.
Yeah. They drilled it out.
Yeah, and
Probably
just
made it smooth.
just treated it just like a regular filling. I can't say filling because it doesn't. My mouth doesn't move right. So yeah, my first shot was kind of my fault, and I took them the pieces of my tooth.
Yeah.
It was in a Ziploc bag, and I got about halfway home, and I realized that they didn't give that back to me. And Mary Carl went with me, and she said, "Mama, they probably got a wall
Oh, you think?
where they hang up pieces of broken teeth."
Well, that's just funny.
So I expect to see that next time I go.
I tell you, the next time I'll go and I got to have some work done, I'm gonna tell them I want the gas.
Wonder if
Reckon
they would do
I
that.
don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Well, I don't.
I haven't had the gas since I was a kid.
I'm
As a matter of fact, I thought they quit doing the gas, but evidently they're not. They still give you the gas, and I guess it's maybe certain procedures. I don't know, but
I don't know either, but I don't plan on ever having another shot in my life.
well, I tell you, the last time I had a filling, and it was a shallow filling, and so they gave me the shot, and I could still feel, and they gave me a shot, I could still feel, and it kept moving around, and where the area was supposed to be numb wasn't getting numb, but other parts of my face were getting numb, like my nose went numb.
I remember you telling me
And he of course he was like, this isn't supposed to happen, but he also thought it was pretty funny too. But yeah, it was pretty crazy.
that. Well, I'm not.
The insurance doesn't cover the gas. That's what somebody just said. So that's
Oh,
interesting.
Okay. I'm not one to get worked up over things. So I had no anxiety whatsoever going over there. I mean, I was not worried about it in the least. Well, Mary Carl had to go simply because she wanted to watch.
Yeah, she was interested in it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
any kind of medical procedure, I don't care what it is, I always let
Yeah.
her tag along because she's always interested. So she's sitting over there in the chair and watching, drill and do all this stuff. And after he started working on it, the anxiety hit.
Oh,
And I thought, because my mouth had been open for so long and I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared
you start
for,
sweating.
well, I kind of started shaking a little bit.
Mhm.
And I thought, oh my gracious, am I allergic to that medicine? Because it was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a low blood sugar
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah,
I ate a
yeah.
good lunch.
Right.
So I don't think that's what it was. But I don't know. I just got a little anxiety that came over me. And I said, lo and behold, all is well. There's no need to get upset about this. And so it's not that I was upset. I
Right.
was just, my body was out of sorts. And I calmed down and I was able to make it through the procedure. But I had a little anxiety there for a minute.
I tell you what happens to me is that I remember is that I sit there because if you've ever had any work done and they don't numb it correctly and they hit that nerve.
Well, he kept saying, do you feel anything?
Do you feel anything?
anything? Let me know if you feel anything. I thought, oh, let's don't feel anything.
Not only does it hurt, it's like grabbing electric fence and not thinking it's on. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, yeah, I know about that feeling.
So the whole time I'm gripping the side of the chair the whole time, and I just start when I get up. They have to clean the seat because I'm telling you, I'm just soaking wet, y'all. I'm just because I've just been so scared that I'm gonna feel it.
Have you ever felt it?
Oh yeah, that's how I know what it feels like.
Well, then I'm glad we didn't talk about this previously because that would have been an added fear.
Yeah.
I never dreamed that I could feel anything. I just, thought if I feel my lip, then there's no way I could feel anything.
Yeah, if they don't numb the right spot, then yeah, you can feel it. I mean, I'm telling you, if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you'll sit there.
I know what an electric fence feels like.
Anticipating it's going to hit that nerve, and then when it does, I tell you, I've done it when I was a kid, and I had the guy, and this was a
children's dentist?
No, this was a.
This is a whole different.
I was a young. I wasn't a kid, but I was probably in my teens, and he hit a nerve, and I jerked like that, and he said, "Don't do that," and I was like, "Oh, don't hit your nerve." You know what I'm saying? And don't get mad at me because it hit the nerve.
Mm-hmm.
So he numbed me again because it takes multiple times for me. And then he comes back and starts doing it again, and he hit the nerve again. I jerked again, and he got really angry. I mean, he got really, really angry.
Well,
but I couldn't help
it. At my age now, if somebody did that to me, I would just have to say, "Look at here, buddy."
Yeah.
I'm just doing what human nature allows us to do, and that is react.
But I will say,
But being a kid, it
oh
would
yeah,
be
yeah.
different.
But growing up, I had a dentist that a lot of people called Dr. Payne, and
My dentist was always good, and it's actually the same group that we're using now.
yes, yes.
My dentist retired, and this young couple took over, and so I've been with the same dentist since I was able to.
Well, I will say this, that he traumatized me as a kid.
I told Mary Carl that, well, actually, while we were there, we were talking about, how some dentists do things that allow fear to come about.
Yeah.
And it carries with you to adulthood. Of course, she doesn't have any of those issues because
Right,
she's never had to deal with it. But,
right.
it's real.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah, yeah. And so that made me absolutely just petrified of the dentist my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Until I got older, and then I went to your dentist.
Right. Thankfully.
And it was like,
a whole
oh
different
my gosh,
ballgame.
this is what this dentist can be nice.
Yes.
Because I had two that wasn't.
That's terrible, because I have never, ever, ever had a fear of going to the dentist until now.
Yeah.
And now that I realized what it feels like, it's no pain. It's just a weird feeling that I don't prefer to have.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how the popcorn broke my teeth. Or not teeth, not plural. Please do not go there. It was one tooth. And they don't either.
It's probably just, it's like when your teeth come in, it's like having new tires, but we've wore these tires out.
Yeah, but see, as soon as it happened, I got on Google and I started reading, and it was saying how the enamel of your teeth is the hardest part of your body and how hard it is to break a tooth. And then I'm like, something's wrong with my teeth. So I got Logan while we were just small talk.
Yeah.
Before the dentist came in to do the work, he looked at it and he said, I don't know. He said, there's really not an answer for it. There's nothing wrong with that tooth according to x-ray.
Yeah.
It's just something. He said, you probably did it a few days prior to eating the popcorn. And then it just, had a small fracture in it.
And it was on the side.
It was on the side.
Which is odd because you bite down on the top.
So the last thing that the dentist told me was, this may not stay.
It may not stay.
It may not stay.
I can attest to that. Did they put Bondo in it, or did they put the filling? Because it's on the side.
Jason, I don't. All I know is he said he was going to do some Bondo, and then he was going to put a filling in it.
It's because it's on the side. It's because it's hard for it to stick on the side.
He said, if this doesn't work, no crown. If this doesn't work, he's going to have to drill the entire tooth out.
Uh-huh.
So he has more of an adhesion area
that makes sense.
Versus just that side that he worked on. So fingers crossed, y'all. I'm never eating on this side again because I don't want it to come out.
Well, I will say, our front tooth right here, I broke it in half when I was a kid. And it was.
Did they drill it?
No.
I wasn't prepared for any drilling because you had told me about the Bondo, and
I thought because this is kind of different. That's your front tooth. It's it's thin. It's not a big old thick molar.
I said, "Why do you have to drill it?" And he said, "Because I have to have something for it to adhere to."
Yeah,
you can't just stick it on there and expect.
Well, I'm not saying they drill it; they filed it down.
I guess
smooth.
I don't know.
And me and my buddy, we made this little homemade, and I can't remember what it was made out of, cart. Like push around, and I sat on it, and he pushed me, and we had a rake on the front of it that looked like a grill, and I was probably 8, 9, somewhere in that range, and we were on his carport area driveway, which was concrete. It was chipped.
Okay,
and we were going downhill like this because his driveway went down, went back up. And that rake hit.
You're lucky you have any teeth.
And it stopped. And when it stopped, I kept going. Of course, it scratched my face all up and chipped my tooth. And that was when I was a kid. And I broke this chip, I don't know how many times. And it's done chipped again. It's not perfectly straight again. See it?
Oh, it's not bad.
It's not too bad, but
I could deal with that for the rest of my life.
But over time, well, I say that the last time Logan did it, it looks pretty good. it's like in the past, since it's different, that it would
Turn a lighter.
yeah
Lighter
like,
white.
because we drink coffee and tea, that I would think it would turn
Yeah.
a little, start turning a different shade, and then. But anyway, so far so good. It needs just a little patchwork. Maybe they can just touch it up without taking the whole thing off. I don't know.
I don't know either, but
I don't know.
I'm not going to quit eating popcorn.
That's right.
I'm not going to quit eating popcorn, but I'm just going to hope that this whatever you call it, filling bondo patchwork stays.
And I will tell you something else that I learned, that Logan, I think it was Logan that told you, maybe an Abby, but I think it was Logan, was that the health of your teeth has a lot to do with genetics. Not necessarily that you eat a lot of sugar.
Right. Well, Brandy told me that.
Is that what she
she
told
was
you?
our hygienist
Okay.
for many years.
I
and
didn't know that.
She we were talking about Jason has had a lot of dental work and I have not. And Logan always tells me, "Oh, your teeth are so beautiful." And so while we're having this conversation, Brandy proceeds to tell me, that your teeth has a lot to do with your genetics. If your family has history of good teeth, and that's not always the case.
Not always the case.
Because of course, if you eat a lot of, bad things and you don't brush, then you're not going to help yourself.
Right.
No matter what your genetic history is. But she did say that your genetics play a major fact in your teeth health.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
So maybe my innards are as good as my teeth.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking, right?
That's right.
Who knows? But
oh man.
I'm glad that's over. We didn't know if we were going to be doing this live at 4 because y'all, I called yesterday and they saw me at 1:50 today, and I had to go to Selma, which is an hour from here,
right,
and an hour back. So they got me in and out fairly quickly without knowing I had something to do. So
they did. They're good dentists. Good dentists.
I said, "Can I eat? Can I drink? How long?" "Oh, you can eat and drink right now." About that time, I bit the side of my mouth, and I thought, "No, I can't."
You got to be careful. I tell you what happened to my brother one time when he was a kid, is that he ate afterwards because you can't feel the side of your mouth.
I can't feel it at all.
He bit it, and then he actually bit it too much or too hard, and his face swelled up.
I bet so.
So you got to be careful of that. Always drink a milkshake. That's what I always remember. That was your reward, is getting a milkshake.
Well, I didn't get one on the way home. I was too eager to get home to get to these nice people, and
you should have.
I just decided to go with water instead. And when I drink it, it comes out the side of my mouth. So
you're gonna be drooling.
Enough about dental work.
Yeah.
Enough about that dental work.
That's right.
So what have you guys been up to? Because here in Alabama, we have had a threat of rain all week. A threat. The radar will be full of rain, and we don't get any.
It just goes around us.
Until today.
Got
0.55
today, and then a few days ago we got 0.4. But my buddy Wes down in, he's kind of southern of us.
West and south.
At a Big Family Small Farm, and they have been getting tons of rain.
As a matter of fact, that when I was waiting on the dentist, I'm scrolling through my phone and I saw that Wes had made a video about some damage.
Yeah, they've had some damage. They've had a lot of wind too.
So crazy that Wes and Angie are just about an hour and a half west of us and south of us, and they had some. I haven't watched the video, but they had some damage.
I think he told me today that they've had 5 inches of rain this month or this week.
That is crazy.
While we've had until today 4/10 of an.
We've had an inch as of now.
As of now, for the entire month, we've had 9. Not quite an inch, really an actual less than an inch, but close enough to round up to an inch of rain for the entire month.
And according to the
5
radar,
inches in a week.
According to our radar, it looks like it's all south of us now. So we may be done for today, but tomorrow's a different story.
Tomorrow is a different story.
We
need the rain.
We do.
Tell you, it rained that 4/10 of an inch we got. It rained that morning, and I was so happy that it rained early that morning. Later that afternoon, we did some stuff in the garden, and you could hardly even tell it rained. The ground,
dirt was just dry.
It has soaked up that rain so much that you can even hardly tell it rained. I was so shocked.
That's right.
At that. I mean, I was so shocked.
Well, before I forget, I want to say something that we forgot. And it was simply that things were going different directions, and we did not remember to give credit where credit was due.
Oh, yeah.
So if you watched the video on Monday,
We did forget.
you know that we went to Florida
We did.
and we picked up 2 Cooney pigs,
That's right.
Gus and Loretta, from a sort of a rescue situation.
Mhm.
And nobody was here to take care of the farm. So guess what that meant? We had to reach out to our good friends over at Chestnut Hills Farmstead
We did.
and ask them if they would be so kind to come over here and take care of this gnarly crew that we have. And of course, they immediately said yes. I think they would have said yes no matter what they had going on because they're such good people.
Yes.
But we forgot to give them a shout out in the video. Jason completed the video and he said, "Oh my gracious, I didn't even think to thank Nick and Zoe and their family for taking care of things."
I had already edited the video and had it uploaded. And then I told you, I said, I totally forgot to thank Nick and Zoe.
And y'all, we wouldn't be able to do these things if it wasn't for
No.
those two. We're just, but y'all go over to their page and just tell them thank you and follow them and give them a like.
And there's something huge at stake here.
What's that?
It's huge.
Okay.
And I need your guys' help to make this happen.
Okay.
Okay, so Nick and Zoe had the farm, Chestnut Hills Farmstead.
Uh-huh.
And there's a thing going out right now.
Gotcha.
If they get to 20,000 subscribers, Nick's got to get Zoe an alpaca.
Really?
Yeah. That's the big bet going on right now. So
is that on Facebook or YouTube?
That's on YouTube.
Or both?
I guess it could be both, but I'm thinking it's YouTube.
So how about y'all do both of them?
Well, you can go do both of them for sure, because I don't think Nick's on. He's on the side of the fence that he don't want the alpaca, and Zoe and Farmer Rhett and the rest of them want the alpaca, and I could empathize with Nick because of
Don't
nuggets.
empathize with Nick.
Because of nugget. I was so against about us getting an emu.
Yeah, well,
for several years now, and now I got my best buddy.
Not now,
Nugget.
not several
Oh,
years
years
now.
ago. Sorry,
Several years prior.
That's right.
When Mary Carl was a bitty thing, and all
right.
she dreamed about was having an emu. And I can't tell you how many opportunities that we had to get one, and we shied away from it simply because Jason had a fear. Excuse me, that numbing medicine's working on my throat. Jason had a fear of bringing something new that we were unfamiliar with.
Yes.
And I can sympathize with Nick in that aspect. One thing that I knew about alpacas was that our area gets really super duper hot.
Right.
Okay, so I've always thought that this region was too hot to have alpacas because we had a friend who lost some. Remember?
That's right.
And I know why now.
Yeah.
Because she didn't shear them. And I've talked to DJ at Do Your Best. I've talked to Judy at Sneed Family Farm Sanctuary. And both of those are very familiar with alpaca needs.
That's right.
And while DJ's in Oklahoma, they still have hot weather just like we do.
In Oklahoma.
But Judy, she's right down the road.
Yes.
Right?
That's right.
Okay. So Judy has a pair of alpacas as well as a baby. And she shears those alpacas one time a year. So if y'all saw recently, she had one of her babies sheared with the adults. And that is the funniest looking creature you have ever seen.
They are. I tell you, it kind of makes me want an alpaca.
Well, so after talking to Judy made me realize that alpacas can live in Alabama as long as they're sheared.
As long as they're sheared.
And she just had hers done recently. So obviously it's about the first part of the hot summer, you know.
Yeah.
Judy said, you go ahead and you get on that schedule. As soon as you're thinking about getting an alpaca, you get that, get on that schedule as far as getting somebody to shear to come to your farm, which was not that costly.
Right.
And plus, to have somebody do it that's a professional versus you trying to do it yourself would make all the difference in the world. So that being said, I just want to say that I say go for it, Zoe. Get that alpaca, girl.
Well, it's on now. I mean,
I know it is
out there. So if they get to 20,000 subscribers, Nick's got to get the alpaca.
He's got to get it. and I'll ride with her to go get it.
There you go.
So y'all help her because I'm kind of in love with these creatures myself.
Yeah.
Now, we're not in a situation where we could add one because we have a lot of new additions here.
Yeah, we do have a lot of new additions.
But that's not something I would count out simply because
No.
I know more about them now than what I
did. Maybe Nick could give in and they'll get a pair.
That's what I was just
and
thinking.
They can have a baby.
That's right.
And we can have a Chestnut Hills baby alpaca.
I am not against that.
Me
at all.
either.
But it's gonna take me getting to 100,000 subscribers.
Oh, on your channel.
On my channel. I got to make it on out there because we got to get the barn finished. We got to have some things in place before that. And plus, Nick and Zoe's, they have to have time to breed. And,
yeah.
You know, they stay pregnant for a long time.
They
9 months.
Oh, wow.
Or is it 10 months?
Don't you asking the wrong fella.
Judy talked to us about it.
You
and
asking
she
the wrong
explained
fella.
the whole thing, how she didn't think that hers was pregnant. And then she got Tatum fixed.
I don't.
How long is an alpaca pregnant for? It's a long time. It might be 11 months.
Watch how fast. Watch how fast the cog.
I can't get on my
is.
phone and Google because
They're
that would
so
be impolite
fast.
of me. But
Yeah.
they're pregnant for a long time.
12
months.
months.
Okay, 12 months. I knew it was a long time. Cows are 9 months.
Oh, man.
12 months they're pregnant
Yeah.
for. So I've got a whole year plus the amount of time it's going to take Nick to go get these things to
Yeah.
reach 100,000 subscribers.
Also, I'm thinking this is Zoe on here because it's pro alpaca on the Chestnut Hill side over
Nick's pro too because he wants to reach that 20,000.
here. But they were correct because I remember when our friend Julie, we got Judy and Julie, and I get confused, but Julie had some. Their manure is
Great.
fantastic fertilizer.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely fantastic.
It is. It is
And
fantastic.
they go to the same spot.
So it's like a pig.
So yeah, like a pig. They
But
go
you
to
don't
the
want to
same
use pig
spot.
manure for.
No, they go to the same. Which I say that you can. It's just it takes a long time
For it to break down.
for you to use it.
Alpaca you can use immediately, can't
Yeah, I
you?
think it's a cold fertilizer, and
Like
it's not going to
rabbit.
be any pathogens in it like pig fertilizer.
I gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, they go in the same spot, which makes great. What makes that great is that it's not hard to go find. It's not like Moody where you have to go
Yeah.
throughout the whole pasture trying to get it. It's all right there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's another added
Yeah.
asset, Nick. I mean,
That's
there's
right.
no reason why she can't have at least
And
3
maybe-
alpacas.
Maybe Zoe may want to spin the wool and start making alpaca socks and gloves.
That's
I mean,
right.
who
You
knows
never
what's
know.
going on? Yeah, who knows?
You never know.
Alpaca toboggans or beanies?
Yeah. Mary
Yeah.
Carl would like to help her out with that,
Mhm,
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
So y'all help those guys get to
Mm.
the 20,000 by subscribing to Chestnut Hills Farmstead
Yes.
on both YouTube and Facebook. And
right.
we're going to get them there because we want an alpaca too.
That's right. We're going to get them there.
eventually.
That's right. Eventually.
So how did our trip go when we went to get Loretta and Gus?
Our trip went great. Of course, you know us. We didn't plan the hotel and stuff ahead of time, but
No, we didn't.
we kind of figured all that out when we got there. But we found the hotel. Everything was nice. Everything was great. I tell you, that was a cool little town. It was Marietta. Is that right?
Marietta, Florida.
Marietta, Florida. Marietta, Mary Nana. I was so many.
No,
different
it was
names.
Marietta, Florida. And that was the halfway point in between us and Misty Dome Farm,
Right.
which is a little bit further south. Now, this rescue has been in the works for quite some time now.
Right.
We have gone back and forth about what to do, about how to meet and how to transfer these pigs for. It started when we went to Universal Studios.
That's right.
So that was the first week
right.
of May. So y'all, this has been going on since first week of May that our wheels have been turning. We've been trying to figure out how we're going to get these pigs here and how it's all going to work. So I don't know how much you talked about Gus being intact.
I did talk about it.
Well, did
Yeah.
you talk about the procedure that they went through to getting castrated?
No, I didn't go through all that. I just talked about that, he had just been fixed
Okay.
and that he had to be separated for 3 to 4 weeks because he can still do his thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when initially we were contacted about just rescuing Loretta, and that was fine. We could handle one pig, and we were going like 30 minutes from Stark, Florida, on our way home from Universal. Well, we would have to drive Pawpaw's truck, pulling the stock trailer all the way to Universal in order to pick Loretta up on the way back.
Yeah.
So hauling a big long trailer around Universal Studios was not going to work.
Because parking is already tight.
Parking's already tight, and I don't think they accommodate horse trailer parking.
I don't think so either.
So our plan was to stop by their farm on the way home
Mm-hmm.
so we could visit their farm, visit Loretta, and get things rolling.
Right.
Well, Mary Carl got sick on the last day
She did.
when we were at Universal, so we weren't able to stop at Misty Dawn Farm. So Amy was fine with us not stopping, but that didn't put anything out of the, we were still going to get Loretta.
That's right.
So upon speaking with Amy over the next few weeks, we're trying to arrange how we can meet halfway, how we can get Loretta. And she tells me about Mr. Gus, who is Loretta's BFF. Jason told about the story. Y'all go watch the video if you haven't already to find out the background information. But I was okay with taking Gus, and I was okay, finding somebody to castrate him here. I called 4 or 5 vets that I knew of.
Right.
One who had previously castrated Mr. Marshall, who Peaches did not care for. And they all told me no, they would not do it.
They wouldn't do it.
My vet was the most understanding. He said, Brooke, I'm an old guy. I'm not as steady as I used to be. I really would like for you to try to find somebody else. So once he told me that, that was kind of like the end of the rope. I said, y'all, nobody's going to fix this pig. So I reached back out to Amy and I said, is there anybody there that'll fix Mr. Gus?
Yeah, I was kind of worried at that point too.
I was worried that we weren't going to find anybody to do it.
I was too.
Without taking him to Auburn.
Right.
And the thing about taking him to Auburn was I didn't want to go there, leave him there, and then have to come back and pick him. And it wasn't an inconvenience to me. It was for his sake.
Right.
So, lo and behold, Amy checked around, and about a week later, she reached back out to me and she said, I have found somebody to castrate Gus.
And the reason it was such a big deal is that he is a full-grown, mature boar that he probably weighs a couple 100 pounds, you think?
Yeah. So he had to be under complete anesthesia in order for this to be performed. If you know anything about cutting pigs, when you got a piglet, you do it while they're awake. And
if it's a baby pig, it's totally different than it is when it's a big daddy like Gus.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we experienced that with Marshall.
Right.
And I just knew that vet that fixed Marshall was going to do it.
I did too.
He was my first call. And the clinic was just getting established when he castrated Marshall.
Right.
And y'all, he's established now. He's got clients. He doesn't have time to do it. And I understand that. So luckily, this vet came to Amy's farm and did his castration at her farm.
Yep.
And it took a lot of anesthesia to get him through the procedure so that he wouldn't feel anything. And he needed a week's recovery time. So here we are.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at either Jacqueline or Zach's comment, but go ahead.
So he needed a week's recovery time, and that put us to this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And y'all, lo and behold, I had honey extraction scheduled for Friday. Friday was when we left out to go and meet Amy at Misty Dawn Farm.
That's right.
So I had to reschedule with Tanya. Tanya had to take off work to extract honey. And without telling you all of the issues that we had to go on this trip, just know that I'm so glad that Gus didn't have to be castrated after he got to our farm. It was already taken care of.
Well, we said it last week. We've been extremely busy. There's a lot going on. And that wasn't even part of.
No, that wasn't even part of the.
That wasn't even part of it.
No. So.
And honestly, we haven't slowed down here until today because it's raining.
That's right. And I'm hoping for all day rain tomorrow because I got some stuff I need to catch up on. I don't have any clean underwear. I'm starting to wear the same pair of socks day in and day out.
Oh, me.
And frankly, you stink. So it's going to be shower day tomorrow. And no, for real. I do have a lot of things that I need to catch up on. And it's just
It has been a week and a half.
It's just been a mess. But luckily our trailer had a divider in it so that we could keep Gus and Loretta separated. But to see those two laying up against the fence next to each other, knowing how much they love each other, and it's not a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
It's not like Gus was trying to constantly breed with her at the farm. It was a love relationship.
They're buddies.
They're buddies.
They're buddies.
They're just attached to each other. And also, Peaches has really, really done well.
Peaches has done well. And I'm not going to sit there and say it's been all butterflies and flowers. They will have their a little spat here and there.
I got to tell you something funny.
And I think it's mainly that Loretta wants to be friendly and try to be. And Peaches is not touchy feely.
Okay.
Peaches, she don't. I mean, y'all see us go over there talk on her, but when I start rubbing Peaches or stuff like that, if y'all pay attention, she goes, Basically, she's letting me know, hey, just chill.
Just talk to me.
Just talk to me whatever you want to. I don't care about the petting. I don't care. Just.
But Loretta and Gus, on the other hand, they love the hands-on.
Totally different.
Yes, totally different.
Totally different when it comes to them. What was you going to tell me something funny?
Oh, so I'm telling Mary Carl on the way to the dentist today, she said, Mama, you know, Peaches, she's a special pig. And I'm like, yeah, she is. And she said, I'm so happy that Loretta and Peaches seem to be getting along. They are getting along, aren't they? And I said, yeah. I said, you know, Peaches still, you know, gives her a little when she comes near. And Mary Carl said, but Mama, you know why Loretta doesn't go away, don't you? And I said, why? And she said, because she can't hear.
That's right.
She said, Peaches is, you know, putting on this big vocal show. And Loretta's like, hey, we're going to be buddies.
That's funny. You know, I ain't thought about that.
I didn't think about it either. But
that's probably true. Loretta can't hear.
Loretta couldn't hear her. And she probably is just thinking, well, if she's not running away from me, then she probably likes me.
Peaches probably going,
this crazy.
I'm telling you to go on now. Go on. What's wrong with you?
I know. So she can't hear.
She can't hear.
Yesterday morning, I went out to feed before you came out because you were finishing up your editing. And I got to hear Loretta's voice for the first time.
I heard her in here.
Did you?
Yeah.
So during all this running around, I had to rob goat feed from the boys' feed.
Yeah.
So that meant I had to walk all the way past Loretta. And she sees me as not feeding her.
Oh, goodness.
And she's letting me know the whole time, you missed my feeding time. Now, keep in mind, she can't hear herself squeal. No. So that squeal is very much louder than what a normal pig would do.
Or she can hear it if it gets loud enough.
Maybe that's why she's so loud.
Yeah, I think I think she's deaf, but she's not like completely deaf. I think Amy said that, you know, if you
clap real loud or something.
Was it clap or if you hit the side of something, she can pick that up, and it may be the vibration. I don't know, but I think what is happening is that she's squealing as loud as she can
to hear herself,
and she can hear herself going, well, that's not that loud.
Yeah, probably so.
It's not that loud.
Well, I asked Amy, I said, and I was sincere. I said, how do you know she's deaf?
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, you know, like if Tip was deaf, I probably wouldn't know he was deaf.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But so I wanted to know, how do you know she's deaf?
Yeah.
And she said, because she doesn't pay any attention when you call her. She said she makes no, you know, she doesn't turn her head at any shaking of food or anything. Nothing gets her attention. She sees very well.
She sees very well, but pigs are so smart that they learn their name very quick. I mean,
That's
Peaches knows her name. I'm fairly certain Gus knows his name. Loretta probably don't know her name.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. So to have a pig here that we know has a disability, I'm thankful that we're aware of it.
I see that somebody just said it, and it popped in my head at the same time. Miss Debbie said that I wonder if you could teach pigs certain sign languages because they're so smart.
You couldn't teach Peaches because she doesn't. Peaches has those folds that covers her eyes.
But Loretta,
Peach's vision's limited, and Loretta's hearing's limited. So we have a special needs pig farm.
yeah, that's true. Maybe
Yeah,
they
you
can work with
probably
each
could.
other. I bet you can teach a pig certain.
I'm sure I have a dog bone because this is how I enticed my dogs to go out the door.
Yeah,
But I bet if we got in front of Loretta with a treat and we held it up, that would be her sign to sit. I bet
so.
she would sit.
I bet she would see it too.
We're going to have to get Miss
We might
Judy's
wonder on
opinion
that.
on that.
Yeah,
She taught boyfriend to sit. Remember?
that's right. No, I thought boyfriend Kane already knew how to see it, and boyfriend taught her other pigs how to see it.
I
Or
don't know. I can't remember.
I get confused.
Well, my memory's gone too, so
Yeah.
no worries. Yesterday we were coming back from running errands, and I told Mary Carl, I said, "You have a piece of paper?" She said, "Why?" "I'm not writing down a bunch of numbers, Mama." And I said, "No, it's not numbers."
Yeah.
I don't know why she thought I was.
I don't know why
wanting her
she
to
thought
write
she was gonna write down a bunch of numbers. I thought you was doing math.
down. That's what
School
she
is
told me.
summertime, Mama.
She said, "I'm not writing down a bunch of numbers." And I said, "Nope, it's a list."
It's
And guess what? I don't know where the list went.
gotta be in the truck, isn't it?
It's probably in the car.
Maybe car.
I don't know. So
But Loretta and Gus are doing great. I mean, it's been an easy, smooth transition. The animals have all. I say that all. The goats are still a little unsure of Loretta, and they just take off running, including Jesse and including Mildred.
yes,
The only goat that's doesn't care about Loretta whatsoever is Tip.
that's right.
Tip, he acts like they're buddies. I mean, he acts like she's been there for 10 years.
And by all means, Loretta is not getting after anybody.
No, she's just walking by, and
She
they
just lives in there with them.
Yeah,
Loretta tends to go in the porta hut that Peaches is in.
and
And,
just here.
I mean, we've got plenty of video with them two together.
Yeah,
So, not really any goats go in there
Yeah.
anyway.
right.
So that's not been an issue. But I'm just thankful that, everybody gets along. There's no.
Everybody, and I'm guessing this time next week that that they would treat her just like they do Peaches.
Well, you know as well as I do that when Mo came here,
Mm-hmm.
Mildred was like, "What are you? And
Yeah.
where did you come from?"
That's right.
But the goats tend to realize he was their kind,
Yep.
and they weren't so standoffish to him.
Yep.
But if it had been another cow, Mildred probably would have been like, "Hey, come on in,"
That's right.
So I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't speak their language yet. I'm working on it. We're
Right.
gonna try to. Well, it'll be what? Saturday will be. We're gonna do a month. We're gonna do a month with Gus because we don't want to take any
Yeah.
chances
That's right.
of him breeding
That's
her.
right.
So maybe by that time we'll have things more settled at the barn, and they can move in together there versus move in together where they are.
Yeah, I think that
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, because we don't need because he could actually breed with Peaches too, and we don't want that either.
That's right.
Right. So we don't want that at all.
We don't want to take any
Yeah.
chances of
Yeah.
of any breeding that's unnecessary.
Right.
So
I do want to talk about the honey.
wait, was Gus banded or cut? He was cut.
He was cut. Yeah.
He was cut.
Yeah. I think
Talk
he's
about
too
the honey.
big. He's too big to be branded. I tell you.
Not branded, banded.
I tell you, I learned something new from Amy about the male pigs of boar.
Oh yes, me too. Have you felt it?
Yes, as they get older, they grow shields on their shoulders, and
It's like armor.
and that's because in the wild they would fight, and I guess they have a herd, and it'd be for breeding purposes and dominance, and so they grow these
Shoulder
shields,
blades.
It is really you can't really.
I could feel it.
You can feel it, but you can't like physically
Okay.
see it.
I thought
It's
you were going
not-
to say you couldn't feel it.
No, you can feel it. You know, I thought of like a dinosaur is what I'm thinking. You know, you can actually, but you can't see it per se, but you can actually feel it though. It's really tough.
If you rub down his back, you feel like regular meat, and then it reaches a point to where it is just hard
It
as
is.
a rock.
It is. I did not know that until then, and yeah, it is true. He is. It is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And as long as we had American guinea hogs, we never realized that.
Yeah.
We had a big boar too, but
But he
with the-
wasn't friendly.
without feeling
Yeah.
that area, you wouldn't know it was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, is the barn finished? Not
No,
quite. Not
no,
quite.
No, we're still waiting on things on the barn. The honey. Number one, I do want to say there was some people that saw the honey video that maybe didn't watch it all the way through, where we talked about the part where that Miss Tanya, the beekeeper, is handling all the honey, and then when she's ready to sell the honey, which will be pretty soon, that we'll give you her information, and that way you can buy the Cog Hill honey from her.
Yeah, she'll do all the shipping.
Yeah.
She'll take your money. We don't know anything about how the payment process works. So that's all her thing. And I'm so thankful because we can't handle it.
Well, we can't handle it. Plus, it's her bees, it's her hives. We just got them here
To benefit
to
our
benefit the
plants.
farm. Yeah, the fruit orchard and the vegetable gardening. Plus we just want to help the bees anyway. So, yeah. So those, like I said, those are her bees. It's her honey. It's her hives, and
she'll handle all the honey.
she'll handle all the honey and all that kind of stuff. So once it's out, we will let you guys know how to get in touch with Miss Tanya, and you can buy the honey from her.
She'll be shipping it. Let me look at her message.
Okay.
So she reached out to me and she let me know that she only had 60 plastic bottles. So she needs to order some more, which she is doing. And excuse me. Yeah, she's got the bottles on order.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe they're the little squeezable honey jars, the plastic ones.
Yeah.
She can't ship it in a glass jar because obviously it's too risky to break it.
Right.
But she'll be shipping it in the little plastic jars. I have no idea how much they're going to cost, how much shipping is, but I'll pass that information along. Just like Jason said, once she gets the bottles.
Once she gets the bottles and they're ready to roll, we will let you guys know.
And somebody wanted to know how much honey do we keep? Well, she gave us the opportunity to keep as much as we wanted for ourselves.
Right.
But we just kept a few jars for ourselves, and that's what we'll use for the season. And then come next year, we'll decide if we need more or less and go from there.
Yeah, so, we knew from how much we got last year that, how much we had, we could get this year, and that's what we did.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. So, we have ample honey for ourselves, but.
And I must say, that was shocking because I had no idea it was going to be that much honey. No idea. It was 200 pounds of honey, and I was just floored. And I'm going to tell y'all, she had those plastic totes and had them sitting on the bar. And when I went over there and walked on it, and I'm guessing there's probably 10 frames in one of those totes, maybe.
It was.
Y'all, it weighed like a sack of concrete. I mean, it was so heavy. Then what's crazy is you can pick up one of those frames and they weigh anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds. Am I right?
5 to 7 for a medium and about 10 for a deep.
10 or bigger. So the deep is the big one. So it could weigh even from 10 to 20 pounds.
No, 10 pounds.
I thought she gave a less and a higher.
Well, 5 to 7 was the medium.
Yeah.
And then she said 10 for the 10 to 12 for the big one.
Okay. So you pick it up and it is heavy. It's like a 10-pound weight. She sticks it in the spinner, spins it. Nothing but the honey.
Counts to 10.
Counts to 10. Flips it around, spins it again, and then hands it back to you. And it's still got the honeycomb in it. And it weighs less than a pound.
That's right.
It is crazy.
It's amazing how
it was crazy.
How different. And a teenager, it takes a lot to keep their attention.
Yeah.
Mary Carl was present for the entire process.
And what y'all saw, the 30-minute video, that entire process was all day.
All day long.
It was all day long.
So, yeah, for her to stick around that long, I was impressed. Now, had we had the barn finished and had doors on it, it would have been hot in there. I don't know if she would have stuck around for the whole process.
Yeah.
But I am inviting Tanya to process honey in my kitchen again next year.
Not in the barn.
Not in the barn, because it was so comfortable being in my kitchen. She was worried about messing it up, and that was the least of my concern.
You may be able to do it in the milking parlor.
Maybe.
If we get it, the air conditioning.
That's right.
But anyways, I don't understand what you're talking about.
But we got we've got concrete floors, and it did get some honey on it. It got a little sticky, but nothing that couldn't be cleaned up. So it didn't make that big of a mess.
It really didn't make that big of a mess at all.
We were just happy to have a place where she didn't have to haul it back to her house and harvest it.
It was.
She talked about the garage.
Yeah.
And I said, Tanya, the old tractor's in the garage, Mama's car's in the garage. Let's just do it in the house.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
It you have to be careful because you got to be enclosed.
Yeah.
Because if not,
the bees are going to come.
The bees are coming.
That's right. You got to have doors.
Within a few minutes, I would say give it at least 30 minutes, and you'll have the whole swarm of bees where that honey is.
So we processed the honey on Thursday.
Yeah.
We left out Friday morning. And Tanya said, "You don't have any plans of cutting grass over there by the hives, do you?" And I said, "No," because I knew that we were going to get the pigs and da-da-da. Well, I cut grass yesterday afternoon and today, and the bees have settled back down. So that was enough time between Thursday and Tuesday?
Yeah.
Or Monday, I would say, to get them settled back down. But she said a few days afterwards, they were going to be pretty mad because, we had invaded their home and took from them.
Right.
But we did leave them enough to supply their family and continue to thrive. That's one thing I love about Tanya as a beekeeper is she thinks about the bees first.
She does think about the bees first. She only takes, the one box. She doesn't take the
it has to be 75% capped.
Right.
Or either she's not going to take that box. So if it's not 75%,
the frame.
capped, that's right, the frame.
In both sides.
On both sides. She's not going to take the entire box.
One side could be completely capped, and if the other side of that frame is not 75 or more, she leaves that frame in that box.
Y'all remember that pink hive that got after me?
Yeah.
Those bees were, they didn't like me so much.
Right.
Guess what? We didn't get to take any of their honey because there were a couple of frames that were not 75% capped on both sides.
That's right.
So we left it and we didn't harvest from that hive, although we could have.
Yep.
But Tanya's wanting to think about the bees first, and we left it. So she's thinking that we may be able to have another harvest in July.
September.
July.
That's in a few weeks.
Exactly.
I thought she said she did one then Memorial Day, and
she's thinking that we may be able to have a harvest in July, and that just depends on how fast the bees work.
I thought it was September.
No, that's too late. But if that's the case, then maybe the pink hive will be all capped by then, and we can pull some honey off of that.
Maybe so.
And then we wait until next May.
Okay.
To start over.
I thought it was September. I don't know why. It is
July.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know me. I
know. That's why I stopped.
I am an expert when it comes to dates.
Yes, you are. So just listen and know that it's July. And if we have honey in July, we'll extract it and we'll let y'all come along with us. So I didn't get stung not once.
Yeah.
Tanya did.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. She got stung in the kitchen.
I'm just saying there was bees in the kitchen.
She got stung on her pinky.
Okay. And your fingertip is like one of the most sensitive parts of your body.
She showed it to me before she left, and it had swollen up pretty good. But Tanya's a hardworking lady. She went over to Chestnut Hills Farmstead the very next day and harvested their honey.
She did.
And y'all, they got like 260 pounds off of their hives. So she had a harder work day the next day than she did at our farm. And it was no vacation.
I tell you,
it's hard work.
my favorite part of the whole thing is that
Licking the trash.
no, she had that too. She had a pile of honeycomb
Uh-huh.
that I think come off the bottom of the mediums. She had the medium frames in a deep box, and so they made it out.
Oh yeah.
And some of it had broken off, and she had a pile of it in there.
Uh-huh. The comb.
And y'all, that honeycomb with that honey, it literally tasted like that there was like natural butter on it. I just kept eating it and eating it and eating it, and I was like, I gotta stop. If I don't stop, I'm not gonna have supper tonight. I'm just gonna be full on honey.
So that day, I did not eat lunch. I'd eaten breakfast, and it was kind of an early breakfast. But throughout the day, where those frames were sitting on her little pans that she had, Mary Carl and I were constantly wiping that up, and I didn't eat anything until that evening. But it wasn't because I didn't have time; it was because I was full.
Yep.
And I'm surprised my sugar didn't go. I'm not a diabetic, but Tanya said she kept watching me, thinking that, I might become a diabetic after that day.
I'm telling you.
It was so good.
She said that, Jason, if you want to have some of that honeycomb, keep it. And I was like, no, because I will make myself sick. It's hard to explain what it tasted like unless you just been around. It was way different than you get the one in the jar and the honeycomb sitting in the jar.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like that at all. The wax itself was just so smooth. It was just, I don't know. It was just hard to explain.
I chewed on it throughout the day because there was times when little pieces of the comb would come off.
Yeah.
And so I would stick it in my mouth and I'd chew on it until it got like bubble gum was old, and I'd throw it away and start over.
It really, really was unreal.
So needless to say, I thoroughly enjoyed the processing of the honey.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, if we weren't leaving to go to Florida tomorrow, you would have 2 additional helpers and me and Mary Carl at Chestnut Hills because we both enjoyed it.
Oh, it was nice. I mean, it was nice.
It's hard work, but it's very interesting to see the process. So if y'all did not watch the video, you can go over to Mrs. Coghill Farm on either Facebook or YouTube.
Yes.
And watch the video because I think you'll find it interesting to see the process of extracting honey. A lot of people said, I've seen this done time and time again, but nobody explained it.
Right.
We went through a step-by-step process of everything that was being done, and they appreciated it and were glued to the video. So I'm glad we videoed it.
I'm glad you did too. Speaking of Facebook or YouTube and that kind of thing, right before we hit live today, we got the notification from Facebook that Brooke's channel has got the green light and that her channel has met all the requirements that it needs to meet. There's no flags anymore. There's nothing negative there anymore. She's in the green, and that her channel is going to be reviewed by Facebook. And once they okay it, then her channel now will be monetized like our channel, the original channel used to be, and shows it still is, but it's not. So if this works out and goes through, and we're going to start trying to put all of our videos on Brooke's channel.
That's right. So we'll walk y'all through this process.
Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how long it's going to take them to review it. So fingers crossed, y'all, this works. And if it does, then we're going to start doing everything on her channel. And that way, you guys, if you're watching this and you're watching this on Coghill, you're not watching it on Brooke's channel, be sure to go over there and follow Brooke's Facebook page, and that way you can start seeing all the videos.
Yeah, it can become
if this goes through. Once this, we'll know. And
a lot of people have said, I just can't navigate YouTube.
Right.
And that's why Jason had reached out to Jacqueline and got her to put it on our website.
It's on our website.
So I had a couple of people that emailed me and said, I don't see it. But if you go to www.coghillfarm.com, you will scroll down and you'll see a little area that says videos. And you can just click on that and watch all the videos.
Matter of fact, it says watch now.
You don't have to be a subscriber of YouTube. You don't have to do anything. You can watch the videos simply from that website. So until we get everything straightened out, just know that that is a way that you can watch if you're unfamiliar with
Right.
navigating YouTube.
That's
Surely
right.
you can get on our website and do it from there.
I want to answer this question before we can carry on. Somebody, Miss Tammy asked, how did Miss Lewis and Ozilla get their names? And so the whole Peacock clan is kind of an inside thing for or for me. It was really for me more so than anything. But all right, so we have the male Peacock, and his name's Scott. Well, my best friend is Scott Peacock.
How convenient.
And that's his last name. His last name Peacock. And Scott is one of the most well-known Southern chefs ever. He won the James Beard Award in 2007. He's just very, 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 very well known. His mentor and his best friend was Miss Edna Lewis, who also is probably the most recognized, well-known. She changed Southern cooking forever. So Miss Lewis was Scott's mentor and best friend. So that's where Miss Lewis came into play. And then Ozella is also another one of Scott's friends. So that's where Ozella's name came from. So the whole Peacock clan kind of revolved around Scott, my buddy.
That's right.
Yep.
And as they continue to be more peacocks, then we will continue to add to Scott's
That's right.
family and friend list.
Oh, me.
But for as long as I can remember, we have had a peacock named Scott.
Scott. Yeah.
Even before that Scott,
Yep.
we had another peacock that was a male named Scott.
Yep.
So they carry on.
That's right. So yeah, that's how the whole peacocks got their names.
So what do y'all think about my big screw up on the egg count?
Oh, you talking about you saying it was 12 and it was 4?
Yeah, I just wonder what people think about how bad I was off. Now, Catherine from G&G Farm told me that she was way off too because she was thinking there was going to be 10 eggs.
10 eggs.
And there weren't 10 eggs.
Yep.
They were very close to Jason's guesstimate of 5 eggs.
I was fairly close.
So there were 4 eggs. 4 eggs in the peahen nest.
The peahen, the peafowl people, the hardcore peafowl people get after us because
and even including our daughter, she gets after me.
They're all here. I don't know how it is, and I think it's a United States thing. I think it's the entire country, to be honest with you.
Let's see how this water drinking goes.
But we call all of them peacocks.
Mm-mm.
What?
It's coming out the side of my mouth.
We call them all peacocks, even though we know that the females are typically called peahens.
It's kind of like calling a Sprite a Coke. Everything's a Coke to us.
Everything's Coke first. But I was just wondering, what do you guys? Do y'all call them all peacocks, or do y'all call the females peahens and them peafowl? And
we got an email from somebody.
Chicks.
We got an email from somebody in Australia, and they said here in Australia the female's called a peahen. And I kind of got tickled about it because I thought, well, here in the United States it is too, but we just, as us, I don't know if it's just us, but they're peacocks.
Peacock. Everybody says the same thing. That's
you know what we're talking about
you know what
when
we're
we
talking
say
about.
peacock.
Yeah.
So while we are probably grammatically incorrect by calling them peacocks,
we do the same thing with our cows too.
You know what we're talking about.
That's right. You know what we're talking about.
You know what we're talking about. So if we refer to Ozella as a peacock, don't fault us.
Yeah. Don't get too mad at us.
Don't get too mad at us. A peacock is a peacock is a peacock.
Yeah.
So I hope
4 eggs.
We haven't had a chance to candle them.
No, we haven't had a chance to candle them. I haven't seen her off of them again.
I haven't either. And that leads me to believe that we may be close to hatch day.
Maybe getting close to hatch day.
With us not having candled them, we really don't know how far along they are.
We don't have a clue.
But we're going to, if she gets up.
Yeah.
If she gets up, we're going to candle them.
Right.
As you can see them wiggling, and you can see they're, when they're starting to peck at the shell, leads you to believe how far along they are.
I gotta bring something up.
What?
Your paddle boarding.
Hush, Jason. I want to talk about something else first. I'm just kidding. It's all in fun.
It is all in fun. If y'all didn't see the short, I did of brook paddleboarding. I will say this: you are a good sport, and you knew you were going to fall going out there. You knew
I
going
don't
out
know
there
if I
you was
agree
going
with
to fall.
that.
You don't think you were going to fall?
I was fairly confident
Yeah.
that I was going to be able to do it. I don't think I had in my mind that I was going to fall.
Yeah.
Because when I fell off, water went up my nose. I mean, I wasn't prepared to hold my breath. I don't think I thought I was going to fall.
Oh man.
So
somebody just said the question, and it was asked, or a lot of people said in there, is that Jason, we didn't see you doing it. How come we didn't see you doing it?
Let's
you go
don't
try
answer that. Let's don't talk about that. And the next time we have access to paddleboard, we will make a reel of you.
Make a reel of me paddleboard.
And we're not going to tell you Jason's outcome, nor Mary Carl's. Okay, we'll do both of them.
Oh man,
will that work?
We'll do both of them.
We'll give both of these nice people a shot on the paddleboard. I already know the outcome of both of them. And that may have something to do with the reason I was so confident that I could do it.
Oh, you think?
That's a hint. That's a hint.
I will say that I went after you.
You did go after me, but that was my choice. I was so confident I could do it.
Well, I was not confident I could do it after I saw you try it.
Well, I didn't think I was going to fall. I really didn't. Because I would have took my hat off.
Yeah.
I did give Mary Carl my phone, luckily, before I did it. Luckily.
And we were at a local lake.
Yes, we were at a local lake. We were not in our pond.
It's about, I don't know, 20 minutes from us?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Probably about 20 minutes from us.
It's a big lake. It's actually several big lakes. They're all separated by dams.
They're separated by dams, and it's just a nice, pleasant getaway.
Yep.
Until you fall off the paddleboard.
Until you fall off the paddleboard.
What did Michael say?
Oh, she caught that big fish though. I sent him a picture with the fish.
I caught a. Well, Mary Carl caught a catfish.
Mary Carl caught a catfish.
She did, and Mary Carl's catfish was about this long, and she caught it on a cricket.
We just had little ultralights, the Zip Code 33. You can't go wrong with a Zip Code 33.
No, you can't.
And some crickets.
But we'll show you guys Jason on the paddleboard next time we have access. Mm-hmm. Show you Mary Carl, and I'm not doing it again. I've done it, and I'm not doing it again.
Oh, our pond is basically about the same level. I don't know how deep it is, but we had any rain, y'all. We have not had any rain whatsoever. I'm amazed that it stayed at the level it has stayed at.
Yes, that means that our ground's getting saturated. Yes. So Mr. Greg is confident that, during wet season, it's going to fill up.
And April was supposed to, that is our wettest month. And we had like 2.98 inches of rain. So just round up to 3 inches of rain in April for the entire month. And I think we had most of that on 1 or 2 days where we just had just big downpours, and that was it.
Huh. So, did the trap work?
No, nothing yet.
Nothing has been trapped, which is a good thing.
Yeah. I think it's gone. I think it may have been just a one-time, and I even said that in my video, that I think it was just a one-time thing. And that's a good thing. Now, if we lived in a city and it was a bunch of stuff all the time, I can see a coyote adapting to noises and all that. But out here in the country, we're so rural. I think that they're smart enough to go to the path of least resistance. And when they come over here, especially as closer you get to where we are and all that,
a lot of activity happening.
We have 3 outside dogs, 2 more counting the boys. Once they get older, so that'd be 5. We got a donkey now. We have an emu. And the boys, I'm still putting the boys up at night. They stay out all during the day. Yeah. But for our pigeons' safety, I put them in the area where they initially started out. They go up every night, and it's not hard to do. Right. They simply walk to the gate. I put them in and shut the door. Right. So, I think that there's a lot to deter them, and hopefully it's gone and there'll never be another issue. I really don't. I think we're good. I think we're good on that. One more other question I saw popping up a lot is Bramble. How
Oh.
is he doing?
Oh my
He's
goodness.
a mess.
He's a mess.
He's an absolute mess.
He has gotten to where he climbs up our legs
Yes.
to come up our pants for him to get to us.
Mhm.
And so that's quite a. His eyes are still blue.
His eyes are still blue.
And I am amazed by that because I just have been thinking that they were going to change.
I want to tell you something that shocks me about this little kitten than anything.
Oh, his
Is
liking
that
of water?
Cats are always seem so scared of water. Y'all, if you are taking a shower, he's coming in there. He's going to come in and he's going to run out. He's going to come back in. He's going to run out. I got where he'll poke his head in there and look at me because it's a game now. And I'll shoot him with the shower head because it comes down and boom, he comes out and he comes back in. It's just, I'm laughing so hard in there that I'm crying.
So yesterday I mentioned that I had been doing some bush hogging. Well, I'm a bath girl until I get super nasty.
Yeah.
Well, I was super nasty yesterday. So last night I took a shower. Guess what Bramble did? He came all the way in the shower and went back out the other side.
He's crazy.
Through the water.
He's absolutely crazy.
Through the water. I thought to myself,
hilarious, y'all.
I need to video this, but I don't know how. I don't know how this is going to go over because I'm in the shower, but the cat's in the shower with me.
Yeah.
So I think we got a strange one.
He's crazy.
But I love him. I love that.
He's the funnest thing. Oh my gracious. He is a mess. We try to keep him out of the closet because it's the closet. There's so much stuff in there. I mean, it's just a normal closet, and I'm always scared he's gonna get in there. It's gonna be hard to find him. But as soon as he wants in that closet so bad, as soon as he hears that door open, I mean, it's so fast that he gets in there, and you're like,
but he's easy to get back out.
He is easy to get back out. He really is.
He loves us so much that he comes right to us.
He is a mess.
While my video for Thursday's already finished, already recorded, I'm going to try to do an update on Bramble in my weekend video.
Okay.
Because I felt bad after I finished it. I was like, I didn't show Bramble. And I also didn't show any update on the trap. So y'all know nothing's in the trap and Bramble's doing well.
And no pigeon egg.
No pigeon egg. Yep. So here we are, and I'll show him in the next video. I promise. That'll be on my top priority.
That'll work.
Because y'all need to see him. You need a little cute kitten in your life.
Absolutely.
He's so precious.
He is a mess. I like him a lot. He is a mess.
We've gone on way too long.
Oh, have we?
Yeah.
It's okay.
My mouth's still numb.
It ain't gone unnumb, has it?
It has not. As a matter of fact, I was drinking a minute ago and it was steadily going down my shirt. So maybe no more broken teeth for me. If you just got on, you realized that I had a chipped tooth and had to go to the dentist and have my first shot. And it's still numb. That's okay.
It's okay.
I see sunny skies and I bet we got a squealing pig.
Oh gosh, I forgot. It is getting time to feed.
It's getting time to feed. So we're going to go take care of the animals. Y'all go take care of your supper. I don't know what we're going to eat tonight, but
we'll figure something out.
Oh, the squash quiche.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
The squash quiche was good.
I'm going to make it again and maybe video it.
You could video it and post some pictures of it, and then we'll get Jacqueline to throw it on the website.
You hear that, Jacqueline? More work for you, girl. Always more work for Jacqueline.
Oh, me.
So we plan to be here next Tuesday at 4:00.
That's right.
Providing I don't have any more chipped teeth or nothing happens out of the ordinary.
That's right.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Y'all be good.
You know I don't say that.